Many of us live reactively, drifting from task to task, scrolling endlessly on our phones, or saying yes to things we don't really want to do. Intentionality, on the other hand, allows us to pause and ask, does this action, choice, habit, or relationship move me closer to my goals? Intentionality is a practice. It improves the more we do it, and even small steps compound over time. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. For those who are new here, hello, I'm Lani, a lawyer, entrepreneur, and mum of two living in the UK. I'm a second generation Filipina, and this is my channel for adult children of immigrants who want to learn, share, and discuss important things such as money, finances, pensions, business, investments, personal development, and anything that matters to you and our community. Today, we're diving into the topic of being intentional in life choices. Intentionality is about living on purpose, making choices that align with our goals, values, and the person we truly want to become. Every day, every decision, and every action matters. By being intentional, we gain control over our lives rather than letting circumstances or distractions dictate it. In this video, we'll explore practical ways to become more intentional in our daily lives, helping us to be, do, and have more of what we truly want. First, let's define intentionality. Being intentional means thinking before acting, aligning actions with our goals, and focusing on what truly matters. Many of us live reactively, drifting from task to task, scrolling endlessly on our phones, or saying yes to things we don't really want to do. Intentionality, on the other hand, allows us to pause and ask, does this action, choice, habit, or relationship move me closer to my goals? What are some useful tips that we can start to implement to live more intentionally? 1. Pause before making decisions. Many of us find ourselves making decisions impulsively, often without thinking of the pros and cons or even doing research before making decisions. I think for little things that don't make much of an impact on our lives, impulsive decisions are fine. But for the big things, such as starting a business or buying a house or a car or even relocating to another country, these things require lots of time, thinking, planning, and research. Again, it goes back to the question of, is this something that is aligned or misaligned with our goals? 2. Reflect at the end of each day and ask, what did I do intentionally? What was reactive? This is a really good exercise to do, as it forces us to reflect on the whole day and for us to see if there are patterns in our behaviors and actions, and whether these patterns are run by our current habits, i.e., are they automatic reactions or behaviors, or are these actions new and aligned with our goals? 3. Once we see if there are patterns of habits that we just do automatically and which do not help us to get the results that we want, then we need to start small, which means picking one area of our lives to apply intentionality first. For example, I'm guilty of going to bed late, which leads to waking up later than I would like and waking up groggy and tired. I know that if I continue doing this, it won't help me in the long run, because I know I need to be rested and energized to get on with life the next day. So, how do I become intentional with my sleeping patterns? Well, for starters, I know I shouldn't have my phone with me when I go to bed. So, the intention is to leave it in another room and then go to bed. Just doing this alone will help me to wind down and allow my brain to relax, enabling me to reduce my cortisol levels and eventually positively affecting my sleep and therefore my energy for the next day. Let's talk about daily choices. Intentionality isn't just for big life decisions, it's in everything we do. For example, time, how we spend each hour matters. Energy, who and what we give attention to, shapes our mood and productivity. Consumption, the food, media, and experiences we take in influence our mind, body, and soul. Next, let's talk about relationships. Our relationships have a huge impact on our lives. Being intentional here means surrounding ourselves with people who uplift and inspire us, limiting time with those who drain our energy, and communicating our needs and boundaries clearly. Remember, intentional relationships help us grow, stay motivated, and maintain focus on our goals. So, what are some useful tips that we can use now to help us become more intentional with our relationships? 1. Reflect on the people we spend most of our time with. This is triggering for some of us, especially when we've been friends with some of these people for a very long time. Or this can also include family members. 2. I know this is hard, but sometimes we have to pause, reflect, and ask ourselves, does this person inspire me, challenge me, or drain me? I'm not saying cut off all contact with these people, but perhaps we really need to be selfish here and think about ourselves and what would help us to achieve the goals that we want. A good thing to think about is whether you're an introvert or an extrovert. A book I once read said, if you're an introvert, being surrounded by others usually deplete you of energy, and then you need the rest of the day and possibly the next day to relax and be alone, to replenish your battery or energy source again. And that's normal because that's how you're wired. On the other hand, if you're an extrovert, you thrive on being surrounded by others. You get your energy from others, which is again normal because that's how you're wired. A good analogy for this is this. If you are an introvert, pretend that you have 10 golden coins which are replenished the next day. The goal is to give away all of the 10 coins by the end of the day and then to reflect on the day and your reasons why you gave your coins to the people, places, or situations on that day. This is such a good exercise to do because it forces us to really think about where we have been putting our energy or coins into. Are these people, places, situations, habits worth the coins or the energy that we are giving to? On the other hand, if you are an extrovert, instead of having and giving away the 10 coins, your task is to collect all of the 10 coins by the end of the day. This is again an intentional exercise because it forces you to think about the people, places, and situations where you can get these coins from. In other words, are these people, places, and situations helping you to gain energy? Or are you running around in circles, going from people, places, and situations and not gaining any coins? As we can see, intentionality is critical when it comes to goals and actions. We have to continue to consciously align our daily choices with the outcomes we desire. What are some useful steps that we can take here? 1. At least once a week, perhaps every Sunday, write down clear, actionable goals for the following week. Break them down into small, achievable daily actions. Try not to make sudden and big changes, as this may not be sustainable in the long run. The trick here is to make small changes, reflect and make changes, and continue to adopt these changes daily until they become habitual. 2. Next, review progress regularly and adjust. This helps ensure our actions are deliberate rather than random. accelerating our growth and results. 3. Use a journal or app to track daily progress. Personally, I like to use a manual journal and writing things down on a book. I think there is a correlation between writing things down manually, as this requires more thinking and internalizing on our part, which also enables us to remember things too. 4. Celebrate completion of intentional actions. This can be as simple as having a coffee in your favorite cafe, or even just taking 10 minutes and reflecting on what you did and what you achieved that day or that week. We have to be our own biggest cheerleaders. 5. Review and refine goals weekly to stay aligned. I like to do this at the weekends as I don't do my work then, and I'm therefore more relaxed, and it also allows me to plan for the week ahead. Even with the best intentions, life will distract us. To stay intentional, identify common distractions and limit them. Practice saying no to tasks, commitments, places, situations, or people that don't align with our goals. Use reflection to course correct when we drift off track. Intentionality is a practice. It improves the more we do it, and even small steps compound over time. So, start by picking one area, time, relationships, or goals, and make small intentional changes this week. Notice how it shifts our focus, energy, and results. If you found this helpful, hit the like button, subscribe, and comment below. What's one intentional choice you'll make today? Stay tuned for the next video where we'll explore the 80-20 rule and how to eliminate what's not working in our lives so that we can live intentionally and maximize our growth and focus. See you then.